but when he looks at the windstorm, Peter becomes afraid and starts to sink. He cries out, "Lord, save me." Stretching out his hand, Jesus catches hold of Peter and says, "You with little faith, why did you give way to doubt?" Matthew 14:27-31. Peter and Jesus get into the boat, and the wind abates. The disciples are amazed, but should they be? If they had grasped the meaning of the loaves, the miracle Jesus performed a few hours earlier when he fed thousands, it should not have been amazing that he could walk on water and calm the wind. Now they react by doing obeisance to him, saying, "You really are God's son." Mark 6:52. Matthew 14:33. Soon they reached the beautiful, fruitful plain of Gennesaret, south of Capernaum. They anchor the boat and then come ashore. The people recognize Jesus, and together with others from the surrounding country, they bring the sick to him. When these just touch the fringe of Jesus' outer garment, they are made completely well. Meanwhile, the crowd that had witnessed the miraculous feeding of the thousands discover that Jesus has left. So when little boats from Tiberias arrive, the people get aboard and sail to Capernaum to find Jesus. When they do, they ask, "Rabbi, when did you get here?" John 6:25. With good reason, Jesus rebukes them, as we will see. People want to make Jesus king. Jesus walks on water, calms the wind after Jesus feeds the thousands. What do the people want to do to him? Why should the disciples not be amazed that Jesus can walk on water and calm the wind? What happens after Jesus reaches the shore near Capernaum? 53:131. Over on the eastern side of the Sea of Galilee, Jesus miraculously fed thousands and then escaped when they wanted to make him king. That night he walked on the stormy sea and rescued Peter, who also walked on water but began to sink when his faith wavered. Jesus also calmed the wind, perhaps saving his disciples from shipwreck. Now Jesus is back on the western side of the sea, in the area of Capernaum. Those he miraculously fed find him and inquire, "When did you get here?" Rebuking them, Jesus says that they are looking for him in the hope of being fed again. He urges them to work, not for the food that perishes, but for the food that remains for everlasting life. So they ask, "What must we do to carry out the works of God?" John 6:25-28. They may be thinking of works set out in the law, but Jesus points to the word of highest value. This is the word of God, that you exercise faith in the one whom he sent. The people, however, do not exercise such faith in Jesus, despite all that he has done. They demand that he perform a sign so that they may believe in him. "What work are you doing?" they ask. "Our forefathers ate the manna in the wilderness, just as it is written. He gave them bread from heaven to eat." John 6:29-31. Psalm 78:24. Regarding their request for a sign, Jesus directs the people to the real source of miraculous provisions. "I say to you, Moses did not give you the bread from heaven, but my Father gives you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is the one who comes down from heaven and gives life to the world." Not grasping his point, they plead, "Lord, always give us this bread." John 6:32-34. What bread, though, does Jesus mean? He explains, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will not get hungry at all, and whoever exercises faith in me will never get thirsty at all. But as I said to you, you have even seen me and yet do not believe. I have come down from heaven to do, not my own will, but the will of him who sent me. This is the will of him who sent me, that I should lose none out of all those whom he has given me, but that I should resurrect them on the last day. For this is the will of my Father, that everyone who recognizes the Son and exercises faith in him should have everlasting life." John 6:35-40. This causes quite a stir, and the Jews begin murmuring about him. How can he claim that he is the bread that came down from heaven? John 6:41. To them, he is just a son of human parents from the Galilean city of Nazareth. The people ask, "Is this not Jesus the son of Joseph?"